If you guys haven't been listening for the last couple of weeks at the very least, I have been going off about how excited I am for the Black Panther film and also the soundtrack that will accompany it, which is being produced and curated by Kendrick Lamar and Top Dog Entertainment. And lo and behold, it came out today and it did not disappoint. I mean, song after song, banger after banger. And I was joking around last week that it is not only Black History Month, but it is in fact Black Panther Month, because let's be honest, like, this is going to be one hell of an event that everyone's going to be tuning in for. Everyone's buying a ticket for this film. You have groups of people buying tickets. You have the whole hashtag Black Panther Challenge, where a lot of people are buying out theaters so that a lot of underprivileged youth can come see the movie to see, you know, positive representation within the Black community. And it's just a beautiful thing. Like, how can you get mad at this, or how can you turn a blind eye to it? I mean, just get in on the fun. That's what I'm saying right now. If there's any time to jump on the bandwagon, now is the time. You will not be disappointed. And from what I've seen so far, like, I haven't read the reviews, I've just seen the headlines, and they're pretty promising, I'll say that. But going back to the soundtrack, though, I mean, I'm not going to do like a full-out review of the soundtrack. I just want to give my initial reactions because I actually listened to it for the first time on my way to Maximum FM. I have 3 tracks I had already heard because of the fact that they were released as singles. So you already had All the Stars, which I'll get to in a minute. We had Pray For Me, which I will play later shortly. And then we also have King's Dead, which featured Kendrick Lamar, Future, J-Rock, and one more other artist on that record too. But there's a bevy of records on here that are very Black Panther-centric in terms of, you know, the type of sound that you would expect, because it does take place within Wakanda, which is a fictional nation within Africa. So you're going to hear a lot of Pan-Africanism music in here. So you're going to hear the Congo drums, you're going to hear the whistles, you're going to hear all that good stuff. But then you also have your traditional hip-hop in there as well, which is inspired by the film, supposedly. But I just love the collection of artists that they have on here. So basically, they have the majority of the TDE roster on here. They also have Anderson .Paak, who's from California, who's an amazing singer. His album, Malibu, hugely underrated in 2016, if I may say so myself. Khaled on here as well. Not DJ Khaled, but the singer Khaled, who's really amazing. You have Sway Lee, who's one half of Ray Shremmerd, who actually does this thing on this record too. You also have some international artists on this album as well. You have an artist by the name of Sakari, and then there's another artist, I can't remember his name, but he was on a record with Kendrick Lamar and Vince Staples. Speaking of which, that record right there, Ops, that might be my favorite record on the album. I just love the way it hits. It has a very Afro beat rhythm to it. I hope they make this into a video, because I would love to see what the video would look like and all the visuals. But speaking of videos and visuals, this leads me into the video for All the Stars. Now, All the Stars has been out for, I want to say, almost a month now, and it features Kendrick Lamar and SZA. And basically, the song is good, but when we get to the video, that's when you get the goosebumps and the chills, because there are so many Pan-African themes that are happening within the video. So you have scenes of Kendrick within the villages and the huts, you know, just kind of interacting with the people, with the natives and what have you. And then you have scenes of Afrofuturism kind of mixed in with the past, where you see a black and gold backdrop, and you see a lot of the men and the women in the background, just head to toe covered in gold, kind of representing the royal lineage that Africans have come from within past years, and how it's somewhat of a staple within African history to try to carry on that tradition. And they also carry that on within the Black Panther film, of course, because it revolves around royalty and deities and what have you. And then at the end of the video, you have the 4 goddesses. Yeah, I said it, goddesses, because it's 4 women, 4 very tall, large women who are standing in front of Kendrick Lamar as if to, you know, maybe bring about judgment or whatever the case may be. You just see Kendrick kind of looking at them in awe, in a sense, because those are his creators, in a sense. And I love that theme about it. You also have the theme of, you know, fashion, for example. So you have a lot of people wearing traditional African garb. You see the kente cloth, you see the dashikis, you see the boo-boos in there. Like, there's so many things that kind of almost larking me back to my childhood, going to all the fam jams and the barbecues and all of that, and just seeing all that full circle. I mean, it's funny because if this was like the 90s and you were caught wearing those types of clothes, like in North American public, you know, you'd be teased at and made fun of, you know, for being too ethnic. But now it almost seems as though people are kind of taking it in as like a form of like pride and passion. And even if some people are just jumping on the bandwagon because it's the most stylish thing right now, it is whatever, because at the end of the day, you're still spreading the awareness of the type of fashion that African nations have sported throughout centuries, to be honest. And then I love the parts with SZA where she's just kind of lying in the middle and you see all these African color patterns around her. And then the color palettes that they used for this video, they're so visually stunning because Africans, for the most part, we're rich in melanin, so we're darker in skin. So when we have bright clothes, it just brings out the contrast and it makes the clothing and the patterns stand out. So I think they really took that into consideration, and that's what made the colors really pop. And I think they used that to their advantage in the video. So I thought it was a really creative tool that they used in that aspect. And SZA just looks amazing in that video. I mean, she just looks so natural. I just love the fact that the song is called All the Stars, and you see her amongst the stars within the video the entire time. And one node that I love to not only the Black Panther film, but the Black Panther political party was there's one scene where you saw Kendrick dressed up in all black, like a Black Panther member would, and then he's walking along a pride of Panthers, basically, an ode to, again, the Black Panther film and the Black Panther Party movement. So I love the little double entendre that he made with that one frame in the video. Overall, not only do I think this video amazing, but I will go on record and say that this is video of the year. I'm locking it in right now. Video of the year. Easy. I know we're only in February. I know I'm being a prisoner of the moment right now. I know it's recency bias, but at the end of the day, we live in an era where videos are consumed just like that. We watch a video for 2.5 minutes and we're already satisfied. We're moving on to the next video. I can't really remember the last time I watched a video more than 3 times. I watch a video once and I'm good with it. On to the next thing. But this music video right here, man, it has replay value. Like I was saying on the air maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago almost, that the video for Family Feud with Jay-Z and Beyonce, I thought that was the best video of the year thus far because of all the themes that it not introduced, but it basically reaffirmed the issues of, not the issues, but the themes of female empowerment. It reaffirmed the issues of the institutionalization of Black people and people of color within the justice system. There's so many things. Like it talked about the constitutional rights and how it's been rejected on so many occasions. There's so many things that it addressed that it needed to, but I feel like with this video right here, man, we need this video. Like we need videos like these more often to remind people of color in general that they are not the stereotypes that sometimes Western media plays them out to be. They are more than that. Like their beauty and culture is skin deep. It's buried within centuries and centuries of history, and it can still come around full circle today. And I think that video did that. It wasn't just a video for a really cool blockbuster movie coming out very soon. It was a video meant to empower people who look like the ones that are portrayed in that video. And I'm so glad that Kendrick and SZA had such an incredible vision to really make it stand out. Shout out to Dave Meyers. He's the one who directed the video. It was amazing. I loved every single second of it, and I guarantee that you will not be disappointed. You should watch this video over and over and over again because it's Black Panther Month. But nonetheless, do you guys agree with me? Do you guys disagree with me? As always, hit me up on social media. Hit me up at cool_radio on Twitter and let me know your thoughts. Cool.